just blew that shot. Say good morning, YouTube.
Good morning, YouTube.
What's up, guys? It is 4:20 in the morning, November 15th. It's opening day of rifle here in Michigan, and Aubrey and I are going to go out here on a piece of state land. It's her first time out on state land. The box blind that we usually go to is pretty overgrown with autumn olives, and couldn't even see out of the windows. So I got some cleanup to do in there in the spring. But for now, she's gonna go out on her first state land expedition out with the guys. So I'm waiting for Tommy to get here, and we are going to a piece that we hunted a few weeks ago. Actually going to a part of it that we haven't been into yet this year. Hoping to get back in there and get tucked away in a ground blind and see what we can see. Maybe a big one will stroll by, maybe not. But either way, we're going to have a good time. So you guys stay with us. We'll see you guys in a bit. Top of the morning to you. Well, guys, we are back here. We made it to our spot this morning and picked a little spot to sit here. Trying to do the best we could with shooting lanes and stuff like that, but I think we found a pretty good one. 1.49 miles is how far we're back, so Aubrey's a trooper. She super proud of her for getting up at 3 a.m. and getting out here with me. I'll show you guys kind of what we're looking at here. So back off over here. This isn't a very far shot here. I've got maybe 50 yards through that brush that I can shoot, but there's a big marsh over here. It's basically another peninsula that we're hunting today that is surrounded by thick tag alder, cattails, swamp grass. So lots of bedding, and they like to travel through here. So, but then as we go out this side, it looks deceiving, but I've got like a 100-yard shot down that lane right there, as well as right down through there, and 50, 60, 70 yards all in between. So this side is kind of tight, probably 50 yards max. Back here is basically non-existent, 30 yards probably. And you got one hole right there by those cedar trees that you can shoot. That's probably a 50-yard shot. But we're tucked back in here. We're way away from everybody. I'd say the closest shot that we've heard this morning was probably a couple 100 yards away from us at least. So we are all alone back here, and that's the way we like it. But yeah, that's true. But we're gonna sit tight and hopefully all these surrounding properties push some deer back in here. We actually did see 2 deer. We saw a spike and a 6-point, both of which saw us before Aubrey could get her gun up and ready. So they took off and she never got a chance. So we did see a couple of deer earlier this morning. But yeah, now we're just kind of waiting to hopefully have some private land that's surrounding this push the deer to us, or some other public landowners. So we're sitting tight. I'm going to try to stick it out all day. We'll see what happens here. But anyway, we're set up. We're probably going to have a little snacky. We got a little bag. We got a little bag of snacks there that we're probably going to break into, because it's getting time for one, isn't it? So, all right, we'll see you guys in a little bit. See if that gets him to come. Some Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't, but we'll see. Can't hurt. Oh, what's up, buddy? Due to this wind.
See that tree stand?
Where? Oh, yeah, that's been there for quite a while. Yeah, that was here. Yeah, that was here 2 years ago when we were back here. Dude, we set up, I wish I'd have known, but there's 2 scrapes. The main runway, like we were right on top of it.
Oh, no shit.
And,
I wonder why they got spooked.
well, it's coming straight out back by that cedar where me and you sat.
Yeah.
If this wind didn't shift, I'd have stayed right there.
Yeah. Well, that buck this morning was right
Yeah.
back in this way.
Yeah, he was right over in there. And then the other one, he came out right up, kind of, yeah, you can't really see it from here,
From
but
the ridge.
no, he came out of that stuff over there, like all them cedars, and he was going on along that edge, getting ready to go into the marsh. And he, like, I seen him, and then he put his head, he seen the pop up, and then he started walking. So I was like, all right, get your gun up, you know. Well, I looked back over there, and he had stopped. He didn't keep going. Well, I think he seen her or me or both move and
Yeah.
turned around and took off.
Take off running or just.
Yeah, he bolted
off.
back into the cedars. But
He was pretty
he
good,
was-
though.
he was a
Son.
tall, you know, year and a half old 6-point. But I don't know, I kind of want to see what it looks like up on the 2-track, you know,
Yeah.
and maybe,
Now that it's light out, I'm curious. And right in here, man, if you look at where.
let's go see what we can find, dude.
I'm done with these 3 sticks and setting up and a 3-step aider. I can't wait for that rappel kit to come in. I'm good.
Yeah, it's way better. Let's just put it that way. Well, guys, we are set up at our night spot. You ever make a decision and you kind of regret it? You know, it's not the best one. It's probably not even a good one. After you find out, if you could find out what you found out before you made the decision, and you wouldn't have made the decision if you knew, that's where we're at. I hope that made sense. You know what I mean. We decided to move because the wind switched on us. It was coming out of the south. It was blowing perfectly up into the woods away from the bedding. And then it kind of slowly switched to northwest, north. And so we decided to come up out of there. And now we're up on it's probably not a bad spot here, but the wind's doing crazy stuff up here. It's coming up from every direction, swirling. It's not good. And we also have a guy about 200 yards roughly right up there. This hill kind of goes up and drops back down, and then he's up on a side of a ridge over there. And then there's another guy 200 yards or so right over in there, kind of along that ridge there. And then as we sat down and got settled in, guy walked right by us, which is expected. It's state land, you gotta love it. It's public land. What our plan was gonna be was to head up the trail, wrap around, go up to where we know some other spots that the wind wouldn't have been blowing right at the deer. The deer would have been coming from the other way, or usually they come from the other way. But as we got up further up here, we started running into hunters. They didn't want to ruin their hunts, so we stayed here. Didn't want to ruin their hunts, so we backed this way a little bit and plopped right here. But we probably should have stayed put, that all being said. But you know what? This plan might work, because I'll show you what we got going on here. So right out in front of us is a little ridge that drops down right here, goes down in and flattens back out. But over in here, all these big trees. Before that is a cattail marsh, and that's all cedars and pine. And it kind of wraps out around in here. Well, the wind's blowing like this out of the northwest. We got this nice shooting lane here, down this trail. Kind of wraps around back there. As well as down in here, we can shoot quite a ways. You can't really tell in the video, but I don't expect to see anything from that side. That's where the marsh is. We were way back over here early this morning, and the wind switched from coming this way, and it switched. Then it went down in towards the bedding. So that's why we decided to move. But I don't know if it was the best decision. That being said, Tommy is hunting down at the end of this trail, and he said that the guy that walked by us went in right where we were hunting this morning. So I don't think it would have mattered. My goal for next year is to get Aubrey in a tree
Trees are scary.
to hunt out of. That's my goal for her. I'd love to get her a saddle, get her a lightweight hang on, whatever it is, get her up in a tree so that we can beat feet way out in the marsh, get away from all these people, and let them push the deer to us, or keep the deer out there by us, which is probably what we're doing right now. But we are having fun.
Sounds like a tree just fell down over there.
Yeah, the tree probably just fell. I don't think that was a deer. It's a little windy. We had some snacks. Aubrey's enjoying a purple monster. She gets one every, I think I don't know, been 2 years since I got her one. Last concert we went to. But anyway, we are having fun regardless. We're out here together, making memories. It's a fun time. We're underneath a couple of pretty real good size oak trees. There's another one right here. Big old oak tree. This oak tree is still dropping. You can hear it smashing the ground every so often. Yes, we're using the tripod, but my camera tripod as her gun rest. So it looks good. I don't know. It'll work if we can just get a deer out here in front of us. So that's our goal. That's our plan. That's kind of our thoughts here. Let's see what we see tonight, guys. I don't have very high hopes, I'm not going to lie, but I've seen stranger things happen, especially opening day on public land in Michigan. So we are going to sit it out and hope for the best. Right, Obs? All right. We'll see you guys in a bit. Gotta love that state land. It's 5:15. It's prime time. It is November 21st. I'm headed out to a piece of state land that I hunted a couple weeks ago during bow season. It's rifle season, as you can see, here in Michigan. This is only my second time out during rifle because this little thing called work gets in the way of everything. So I went out opening day. That was kind of a crapshoot. Couldn't get my daughter onto either one of those deer that we saw. So, but I haven't been out since then. So back out now. It's Friday. Like I said, I'm coming out to this piece that I know pretty well. There's lots of fresh tracks. I was kind of worried about this area getting pounded by rifle hunters during rifle season, and So far, it doesn't look like there's been a terrible amount of people. They blocked off this entrance, this little 2-track here by the road, and I think that's been keeping a lot of people out of here. I didn't see any cars or nothing, so I'm just hunting on the ground tonight. So I know what general area I want to go to, but I think I'm going to wrap around. We got a west wind, so I'm walking right into the wind right now, which is perfect for this spot because the wind's coming out of the cattails in the marsh where I expect the deer to be bedded. So I'm walking into the wind, and I think I'm going to wrap around to the north a little bit. I haven't been over there in a long time, so I think I'm going to check that out. It's semi-open woods, but it's surrounded by lots of thick stuff, lots of bedding, and so it's a beautiful day. It's actually kind of warm. It's about 45 degrees or so, 47. So yeah, it should be a good night. I'm hoping to see some movement, especially if the rifle hunters haven't been out here too crazy. There's normally camps set up over here, deer camps every year. And this year there hasn't been any. So anyway, I'm gonna get quiet. I got about a half-mile walk or so to get back here. And yeah, I'm gonna try to find a good spot. I might just still hunt the whole night. I might not even sit. I don't know. We'll see. It all depends on what I find, what I see. It's going on 2 o'clock, so it's a little late. I did hunt this morning. I shot a doe. Went to my grandpa's. I shot a doe. I had it all on film. I hit her a little high, and I had to put a second shot in her, and it just wasn't very pretty. So if you guys have ever had that happen, it's not a good feeling. And so yeah, out of respect for that animal, I'm not going to show any of that hunt. But I did get I got a deer hanging right now, so I got some meat going into the freezer, and kind of got the monkey off my back a little bit. It was definitely me. I shot my gun afterwards, and it was dead on. So I just rushed the shot and shot a little high. But anyway, I'm gonna get out here, and I'll see you guys real shortly. Okay, guys, let me show you where I'm at and why I'm here. So I'm right in the middle of a classic pinch point between bedding and food. So right behind me, I'm right at the top of this little hill right here. This hill drops down into this bottom. Right back over here is like a big bowl, a low spot. Over there is where I wanted to go. There's 2 reasons why I'm here right now. Reason 1, because the other spot that I wanted to go to, I didn't want to mess anybody's hunt up. I seen that pop up, found a big rub over there. There was a pop up probably 50 yards behind it. And, with the 360 blinds and all that stuff, I just didn't want to go walking that way any further in case there was somebody in there. Further down, I saw a ladder stand the last time I was in here in the oaks. So, plus there's a box blind on the private. It's rifle season. I just didn't want to go ruin anybody's hunt, so I came back this way. So anyway, that's reason 1 why I'm here, because this is not ideally where I wanted to end up. Saw a squirrel. So this is the pinch point right here. Right over there, you can see the cattails. That's a big cattail marsh right there. Same thing on this side. Out in there is another big cattail marsh grass, thick stuff. Out in front of me is like an old popple slashing, but about 200 yards that way is all more marsh, cattails, bedding, stuff like that. So this runway, followed this runway back from that rub. That rub's about 200 yards over here. Followed it all the way back through here. Comes up this hill, goes out into these woods. So this isn't my first choice. This isn't ideal. But it is a classic pinch point where it funnels the deer. You hear everybody talk about funnels, and this is a perfect funnel because the deer don't want to go out through that crap. And this other cattail marsh over here, basically, if they're not bedding in it, it basically funnels them around it. They're not going to go through it as easily or as often as if they just follow the edge of this woods right here, right through this. So there's oaks that way, there's oaks that way, bedding all around me. And I haven't seen any hunter sign over here, so that's a plus. I did see a couple more rubs, a couple more scrapes, lots of trails, lots of acorns. Even here, a couple oak trees right here by me that tons of acorns this year. But the wind is hitting me right in the face. Sometimes it's a little bit out of the southwest. It was supposed to be like west-northwest. But every now and then I'll get hitting me right here, which I wanted it to keep straight west because what I'm trying to do, why I'm right here as well, is because the back edge of that cattail marsh over here is right out in here. And so I'm trying to keep my scent blowing just off the back side of that sucker so that if they are out there and they come out and they hit that edge and come down this way, heading towards them oaks, that I'll hopefully be able to see them or hear them before they smell me. So, yeah, that's the plan. That's the logic. That's the setup anyway. I've heard quite a few shots. I generally don't like hunting open woods like this, but it is a pinch point. I'm in a pinch. So, I had to do something. I wanted to go further that way. There's a finger that goes out into the marsh. But it's getting so late that I just don't want to. I've had a pretty good steady 10 mile an hour, 15 mile an hour wind that's helped me get back here quietly. But now it's starting to die down as the sun goes down. So, anyway, I'm going to kind of camp out right here. I always get back here. I carry my climbing stick and stuff 99% of the time, even if I don't get up in the tree. Today I didn't. I said I'm just going to sit on the ground, and every time I do that I wish I had my stuff, just because I would rather be in a tree almost always, even though I enjoy hunting off the ground and being more mobile. But I'm going to camp out right here next to this birch tree and hopefully see what we can see tonight, guys. Well, guys, best laid plans, right? I did not see or hear a single deer out there tonight. I think that area just got completely pounded during the first few days of rifle season through the first weekend, and just nothing was out there. Nothing moved. It was dead silent. You know, the strategy was there, but the deer just weren't. So it's on to the next spot. You know, it's rifle season in Michigan. It happens every year, and we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna keep at it and keep going out there. I'm gonna try to focus on those spots like that where maybe not so much open woods. I was hoping, like I said, to get over to that other spot, but I didn't want to ruin anybody's hunt. And you know, I just kind of knew getting closer to that private that I usually hunt by, that there was going to probably be people over there. So anyway, hope you learned something from this hunt. Hope you at least picked up on the strategy that I had there. Although I didn't see any deer tonight, it's still something that I really do believe in and hunt by. I've seen a lot of deer that way, in those skinny little pinches, those funnels that make deer go through a certain section of woods instead of through the thick stuff. So I also hope you can share with me in the frustrations of hunting state land, having guys walk by you at prime time, and let me know what kind of crazy stuff you guys have had on state land before. Do you adjust during midday? Do you stay put all day? Let me know. I thought we were doing something good there in the first part of the video, and it probably wasn't the greatest idea. So let me know how you guys adjust to pressure, especially on state land. Although there was no deer, I hope you at least had fun watching. And as always, I appreciate you guys being here with me. If you like what you're seeing, if you're getting any value out of any of the videos that I have been putting out, I'd really appreciate it if you like and subscribe. I do appreciate every one of you guys. So with that, I will see you guys all in the next video.